Hi guys, good to have you all back. Welcome to the last video of this year, where I sort of share with you my favorite craft supplies of 2024. Now, I'm going to do it a little bit different than the previous years, because this year I was very fortunate to have the opportunity to play with loads of new craft supplies from different brands. Yeah? Disclaimer, lovies. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. It's a matter of taste. And most of the stuff that didn't work is just because I couldn't get it to work because the items were above my pay grade. I don't know. Some items just were not me. But most of it was delicious. So, here's the plan for today. I am going to go through brand by brand. Yeah. Also, the second part of the video I am going to do for us newbies out there. Yes, if you're just starting with paper crafting or junk journaling and you really want to know what to invest in, I think I can help you out there. Yeah? Okay, so for brands, I'm not going to go through all the releases. Already did it. Yes, I watched every What's Up, What's New that I've made this year. I just picked out some of my favorites to show you. Okay, we're starting with 49 and Market. 49 and Market, loads of new releases in the beginning of the year. I haven't seen a lot of them by the end of the year, and I think I might know why, but it's just speculation. Okay, I'm going to show you a release that is actually not my favorite, but that I use the most. For some reason. And it is the Color Swatch Ochre. I've made, I believe, 2 projects, maybe even 3 projects with this release. Yellow's not my favorite color, but somehow it just worked. Now, this is designed by Katie Petite, and here's also the thing that I'm guessing. I think I heard it a rumor that Katie Petite is no longer a designer for 49 and Market, which is a shame because I think actually I love 49 Market because of Katie Petite. They have a new designer. It's a gentleman from, I don't know. And I actually don't really like his designs. They're pretty, but not my style. So, Color Swatch Ochre is the one that I actually used the most. Weird, right? Yes. It's also one that also had the fabric tapes. They don't do the fabric tapes anymore, which is a shame because I absolutely love it. Yeah, and it came with all sorts of ephemera pieces and such, and I've used up a lot. I've actually used up a lot. So, not my favorite, but I used it the most. Here's what I tend to do, lovies, when for papers, when I love something really, really, really much. I don't use it. I hoard it. That's why I love digitals. Now, I think I have 2 favorites. I was really looking forward to this release. It is a charcoal color swatch collection. Everything is in gray tones. I have not used it, but it's so different to anything else that's out there on the market, right? Because most of it's like bright or brown colors or happy. Not happy. But I thought it was just unusual. I have the whole almost whole collection. I have all the acetate pieces. I have the fabric tapes that are just awesome. The die cuts, the mini laser cuts. I have the ephemera pack. Of course, I have the rub-ons. Oh my gosh, the rub-ons. They're just glorious, right? I really like them. And then the papers. Now, I just love them. So, might be my favorites for this year, but I couldn't choose. There's another set that is way more colorful that I also really liked. But for me, this was the most unusual of the year. Yeah, that I have not used. Someday I might use it. I just hoard it, lovies. I just hoard it. But I really, really love this one. Just to look at and, stroke. Okay, then for a more colorful one. Again, loads out there. Now, I do like my colorful ones, but not the bright ones. There was one that's called Bird Song. More like very bright, heavy neon colors almost. Not my thing, but this was definitely my thing. This is a summer porch. You also have summer porch by the sea. You have by land and by sea, I guess. I don't know. There were two sides to this collection. Summer porch botanicals, summer porch by sea. See, there were two sort of collections. So a little bit nautical and botanicals. And they're just amazing. I love these more primary colors. There's the blues and the reds and then the greens. And classic. To me, classic. Look at the plaid and the stripes. And so a classic theme that you can use for any projects. A beautiful summer journal or maybe a nautical journal. So I absolutely love this. They also started with the washi sheets instead of the washi tapes. I think, in my opinion, big miss. No, bring back the washi tapes. And it also has the frames, these window frames that also Mr. Holtz makes, and secretly I do as well. You might hear some fireworks in the background. Yeah, so summer porch, also my favorite. So I have two favorites, a very colorful one and a black and white one. Now, for the one thing, well, actually two things that didn't work for me for 49er Market, that was the designs from the gentleman. It's not my style. It's more scrapbooky, and this is more in the junk journaling vintage style. And also they decided to team up with Sizzix, made stamps and die cuts. I tried one of them and they're probably amazing. It's not my style, doesn't work for me, so for me it's a miss. But I see Katie Petite doing amazing stuff with those. It's just not my style. I tried it in private and it didn't work out for me. So those are the misses. So the best ones for me, summer porch and charcoal. Yeah? Okay, some Stamperia. So many releases from Stamperia this year. I almost couldn't keep up with it. Now, I have not been using Stamperia for a long time. Just like maybe 18 months or something like it. So everything that is released before that time was new to me, because I think they had a couple of re-releases or doing where I get all my stuff, just, had an older release in the shop. Two of them for this year stood out to me. Yeah, one of them was Voyage Fantastique, and I think this is actually sort of a re-release, or they pimped it or something, because some people that told me, yes, well, it's been around for a while. Could be, and I absolutely love it. It's just let's do the smaller ones. It's a little bit steampunky. It's with traveling. I love it. Do you love the balloons? I'm working on balloons right now. Yeah, and I love the colors. I really love sort of the minty green teal. So very, very pretty. What do I like about Stamperia? First of all, the quality of the paper is amazing. I love the colors. The details are fantastic. There are a lot of items that they make that are not in my wheelhouse. Yeah, they do a lot of stencils. I sometimes use stencils. They have some stamps, sometimes use it. But what I absolutely love are their rub-ons. Now, in no particular order, I have all the rub-ons. I love all of them for a couple of reasons. First, they're really good. Yes, they're very good quality. They're really, really affordable. In my opinion, they are affordable, and they smell amazing. So I absolutely love their rub-ons. But they also have some of these molds with, I don't know, not my thing. And then there are the sort of die cuts in most of the time 2 sizes. They're the sort of the chipboard thingies, and they have more of these, and these are stickers, and they have a sheen to them. Normally I'm not into shiny stuff, but I really like the Stamperia one. So one of my favorites this year, Voyage Fantastique, and then this I absolutely loved, Brocante Antiques, because yeah, that's basically me. What I also really like is that they do a background pack and then a sort of design pack, and also in 2 sizes. This is the 10, is this a 10 by 10? No, 8 by 8. The 8 by 8 and the 12 by 12. Yeah. And now they also have some mega packs, big packs with single-sided sheets. Yeah. Was it in this collection? Oh yeah, this one. Yes. Maxi pad. I know. Come up with something better. Stamperia maxi pad. It's single-sided. These are all single-sided. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I love this. I absolutely love this. And the teacups. I take lots of inspiration from these papers. I absolutely adore them. So for this year, this was my favorite release. But I need to give a shout out to a previous release from last year, because that's still my all-time favorite. I'm hoping they re-release this and just pimp it. It is coffee and chocolate. It's just amazing. I've made a beautiful journal with this, and I really love the papers. Now, this is more for us vintage paper crafters, junk journals. Look at the leather and all the chocolate. Yeah, it makes me hungry. Yeah, so a shout out to this one, coffee and chocolate. Now, I don't know. They do still make them. You can still order them. Yeah, probably Stamperia.com. I don't know, guys. Oh, Stamperia.com. Look it up. If you are Dutchy, it's no longer at Doeding available, but I know you can maybe still order it, because my friends just ordered another pack. Yeah, excited for Stamperia? Yes, love Stamperia. Hope to play with them next year again. Let's do some Elizabeth Craft designs. It's actually a Dutch brand, but it sells all over the world, internationally. And they come up with loads of stuff, like almost every month. But more for planners and card makers and art journalers. I am none of the above, but some items I just couldn't resist. Like the reminiscence books. I just want to have all of them. There are 7 by now. Number 1 is not available anymore, which is a shame because I don't have the number 1. But this was number 7. I also do not have the last one. That's the Christmas one, because I do not want to buy Christmas stuff anymore. I have so much. But this is actually a beautiful one. It's sort of a postal theme with, again, just, red, white and blue and cream colors. And I just absolutely love it. It's gorgeous, right? Yes. Now, these packs are in 2 paperweights. Does it say? 120 grams, so it's a little bit heavier than normal copy paper, and 250 grams, which is actually sort of scrapbook paper. So you have 2 of each. They are double-sided. They're gorgeous, beautiful. I still need to use one of them. I just like looking at them. The size is also a bit weird. It's not an A4 size. It's actually a 10 by 7.5, a 10 by 7.5, which is a weird size. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not an A4 size. It's not a US letter size. It's off. but you can make loads of pretty projects with this. So another reminiscence book that I really like. The book 7 doesn't have a name. They have numbers. Now, I have a stencil set and a stamp set that I absolutely adore. This was actually made by Esther Glas, which is a Dutchie. The most of the designers are Dutch. And this is a stencil set. Planner stencils for S049. Yes, stencil set. Loads of them. Was it made by David? I think so. No, this is also by Esther. Esther made these. Oh my gosh, yes. David also makes some lovely ones, but this was my favorite. It has 6 of them. It has everything you need. The coffee/wine glass stains and some splatter. The alphabet, some numbers. You have some sort of foliage. And then you have more modern type of backgrounds. So with one pack, you have everything basically that you need. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. A good value for money. And then there was one stamp set that I couldn't resist, which is measurements. Love it. It's measurements. Yes. Also by Esther, I presume. Is this Esther? Did you make this? Yes, Esther. Yeah, she is into more vintage and junk journal type of crafting. So they're just strips of numbers with like a ruler or a measuring tape or what have you. So love, love, love. Absolutely love this. Very versatile. One of my favorite stamps of all time from Elizabeth Craft Designs, for sure. Is it a must-have? Well, for me it is. For me it is. I need to use it more, right? I have used it a lot. Yeah, so loads more from Elizabeth Craft Designs. Now, I think also one of my favorite items that I keep asked about all the time, and I'm gonna take them out like so. I have 3 of these, right? Yes. Are there die cuts? The reinforcement packs, variety packs. You have 1, 2, and 3. Yes, I do not care for 3. I know 2 is still available, and 1 is probably sold out. I hope they will revive it because it's amazing. I get asked about these every time I use them. I do not buy the whole reinforcers. I have the die cut set. Great investment. To me, it's a must-have. Yeah, because I use them all the time. Pretty. I can show you the die cuts there somewhere. I use them like every couple of months when I have new papers, and I just, roll them through my die cut machine, and then you have this. Yeah? Okay, what's up next? Let's talk a little bit about Creative Expressions. I do not know a lot about the company. I do know a lot about 3 of their designers. In my opinion, this year, in the stamping world, they dominated. But that's because the 3 designers that I absolutely love from this company are Sample, Lorna TaylorMade Journals, and Tracy Fox. All of these ladies are basically us. They are paper crafters, junk journalers, journal makers. They love vintage stuff. Yeah? They have Instagram accounts where they post. They have YouTubes where they post videos. And now they are designing. And they know exactly what we want and what we miss. That's why I love this so much. Yeah? Okay, I am absolutely in love with almost all the stamps that they made. They also have some paper pads. Now, I do not work a lot with the paper pads. I like them. I love them. They're very, very pretty. Very Sample. Very Lorna. Very, very much Lorna. Sample has her own digitals in her Etsy shop. Lorna has her own digitals for years and years in her Etsy shop. And now they made paper pads. I'm hoping Tracy will also make a paper pad. Hoping. A small little critique, and not to the ladies, but more to Creative Expressions. They are 150 grams. That's my opinion. They need to be heavier. They need to be at least 180 grams. That's just my opinion, lovies, for what I like to make with them. Yes, if you're just going to use them, you fold them in a journal as a journal page, they will be fantastic. But if you want to make like a folio with them or another project, my projects involve measuring and folding and such, they are actually too thin. Yeah, but they're beautiful. These are 3 of them that came out this year. That's why I actually enjoy the digitals more of the ladies, because I can print them on 180 grams. Yeah. Okay, then for the stamps, in no particular order. The brand will come back in my absolute favorite must-haves that you need to have. Yeah. I have a couple of samples from this year. This is numbers from the past. I think this was a release from this year, right? Does it have a date? Yes. Numbers from the past. Love it. I love her numbers. Yes, numbers from the past, dates from the past, signatures from the past. Just absolutely amazing. I love my numbers. Very versatile. Love it. And then she had, was this with the Halloween release? I don't know. The Astrologist and Cosmo tickets. I just absolutely love this theme and all the small numbers and absolutely adore it. Yes, I've used it once or twice, and also the tickets. Now, the release came with more stamp sets, like the rubber unmounted stamps. Yes, I enjoy clear stamps more because I want to be able to see where I put them. So does that make any sense? Yeah. So that's why I did not keep these, but these were like for me this year a favorite. Then Lorna, the lovely Lorna. Oh my gosh, she made so many stamps. I can take all of them out. The French boutique and the ads and oh my gosh, so many. I basically like all your stamps, Lorna, but two of them stood out for me, especially this one, passport, because you know me, I like to make ID cards and passport, and she knows we needed this. We needed this. So I've used this a lot, and I absolutely love it. And then also love this because I love my ledger and letterheads. Yes, and she also has in her Etsy shop beautiful scans of the actual ledger pieces and, you know, invoices and whatever. So, but on a smaller scale, this is perfect. So, Lorna, I love everything you do. But these were my two favorites. And then, oh my gosh, shock. I was like so happy surprised. Tracy Fox, who is an amazing artist. I followed her on YouTube long before I started doing Instagram or YouTube myself. And love her digitals, and now she's also a designer for Creative Expressions. And then she made this. She made these labels. Now, I think next to Michelle from the Junk Journal Studio, Tracy is the best label maker ever. She's the OG. She's the GOAT. Greatest of all time. Yeah, I absolutely love them. So I also have, let me quickly show you, because I have a small book full of her labels at all time. Yeah, I always print out her, I almost have all her labels, not all of them, but almost all of them, and I print them out very regularly, and I use them on a very regular basis. But now I can stamp them. Cool, right? Oh yes. Now also this, that you can make your own sort of field notes, sample cards and such. Love everything. Yeah. And then she made bugs, because I love my bugs. With the film strips and the bugs, you can put the bugs in and add a number and make very tiny, small labels that you can, oh my gosh. If you are like a botanical or entomology field notes lover, must have. Oh my gosh. Trace, I know she's going to do something more. I heard it through the grapevine. So I'm hoping your next release will be equally as amazing. Yeah? Yes. Oh, up there with my favorites of this year. So that was Creative Expressions. Now a new brand for me this year, and a new product for me this year was Paper Artsy. And they have their sort of decoupage or tissue paper. Now mind you, lovies, I have not used it yet because I'm hoarding it. But it's just so beautiful. I need to use it right, yeah. And it's very affordable. They're big sheets. And you can use this for decoupage. And you can also put all sorts of mixed media on it, like inks and paints and crayons and what have you. But I just love the designs. And I need to use it because you have 2 sheets of everything. Or maybe even 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 sheets. Use it. Use it. Yeah, I need to start using it. They're just amazing. Now, they also have some more artsy type of designs. Not my thing. I like more the vintagey stuff and the botanical stuff. So this is probably that is one of my favorites. And then, oh, this one. I just love them. I love looking at them. I need to start using them. See? With like butterflies and more the vintage stuff, but they also have some more modern artsy stuff. Yeah, but this is my favorite. I do not know the names anymore, lovies. Oh, it's probably on the bottom somewhere. Does it say something? No. But they're lovely. They're just amazing, and I need to start using them. Very affordable as well. Yeah, compared to, let's say, Mr. Tim Holtz. Yeah, that did the rolls. These rolls, yeah. Now he does something different. I'm going to show you when we're going to address Mr. Tim Holtz. Shall we address Mr. Tim Holtz? I have opinions. Do you want them? let's go into Mr. Tim Holtz. Okay, Mr. Holtz just releases a lot of stuff that I don't use. All the spritz, sprays, crayon, whatever, I don't use. So I have no opinion on those. They're probably good. I don't know. I do have an opinion on his inks. This was the last color that he made. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. And boy, did he do well. It's Scorched Timber. It's a very dark color. It's nearly black. It's a brownish black. Now, there's the Distress Oxide and the Distress Ink. There's a difference between them. Yeah, this reacts to water. This has more. I don't really know, because again, I'm not a mixed media artist, and you guys keep trying to explain it to me. Don't stop trying to explain it to me, because it doesn't land. For some reason, my brain computer says no in my brain. So, I personally prefer the Distress Oxides. Just the way they stamp. Because sometimes I like to stamp with them. Most of the time I just use them for distressing. But I have found out that sometimes in some colors there's a big difference between the oxide and the inks. In this case, I normally say go for the oxide. But two completely different colors. So I love both of them. So I would invest in, if you are a stamper and a distresser, I would invest in both of them. I used, well, this one most, because this one's actually at a different spot. I need to put it on my desk. I absolutely love it. Why do I love it so much? Because it's the perfect ink, distress ink, for my, where's my favorite? Oh my gosh, cannot find my favorite. Where's my favorite? Fallen Leaves. It really does accompany Fallen Leaves very, very well from VersaFine Clair. But it's no VersaFine Clair yet. So for his inks, sprays, spritz, whatever mixed media stuff, this is the only mixed media stuff that I actually invested in this year. And I absolutely love it. So let's do the tools first. He brought out a couple of tools that I wouldn't use, but a couple of them that I do have. I have the media ruler, the ruler, yes, and I love it. It has the holes in it somewhere. Does it have the holes? Yes, the small holes here. It does inches and centimeters, so that's a good thing. And it's see-through, so fantastic. I have not really, I've used it once or twice. It has the rubbers on it, yeah, so that it won't slip and slide. I would have liked to have the rubbers just on one side. Yes, it doesn't. It has on both sides. Because here was my idea. I wanted to put it on a piece of paper, yes, and then draw circles with it. Like, you know, put your pencil in one of the holes and then make circles. Doesn't work because there's rubbers on both sides. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's too bad. For me, it's too bad. It's nice and sturdy. I love that it is split up in also the 1/8 of an inch. It's very clear. You can put it on anything because it's see-through. And it has the metal end, so you can use it with your knife. It's basically really, really good. I would have loved to have it maybe longer. Maybe a little bit longer. But that's the only thing. And just, maybe I can peel off the rubber on one side so I can do the, yeah. But no. Then, for the other tools, the scissors. I had doubts. I was like, do we really need new scissors? What's the gimmick? Yeah. There are two sizes. This one is perfect for fussy cutting. This one is also perfect for fussy cutting. Yes, they are the coil scissors. You open them up like so, yes, and you can cut with them. Really, with scissors? Yes, you can cut with them. Now I was like, what's the upside to these? Well, everything, basically everything. There are two different coils that you get. You can switch them out. One has more tension than the other one. I've only tried the one that were in there. I didn't even unpack the other ones. This is perfect for fussy cutting for sure. It has a sharp pointy and thingy, and it just works really, really well. And then this one does have on one side a handle. and on the other side a thingy. Yeah. Yes, lovies. If you have, like, say, arthritis or something in your hands, you do not have enough strength in your hand, these are perfect. Also, doesn't bother me here when you use the other scissors. Sometimes this bothers you. They're perfect. I absolutely love them. I absolutely love them. Almost everything about it. Yeah, it needs this, but sometimes it gets in the way a little bit. And also, if you don't close them up and they're on your desk, hazardous. So you need to close them up. But they're really, really nice, and I love them. Well done. Good job, Mr. Holtz. Yes, I think we need one more size. The in-between size. Oh, this is actually the same blade. Maybe we don't need the in-between size, but I absolutely love them. So well done, Mr. Holtz. Probably came out with more stuff that I have not tried, so no opinion on those. I'm going to go through the ideology release from Mr. Tim Holtz. I always get very excited with his ideology releases because I basically almost love everything he does. Now, I do stay away from the 3D objects for vignette boxes and such because I don't use them. So I don't have those, a couple of them, just more the flat ones. And a lot of it is repeats. I must say a lot of it is repeats, or he just recycles his designs. That's quite all right. But basically, I love all of it. These are some of my favorites, and I have one miss. I've one just not so favorite, but you know. This is to me all new stuff that he came out with this year. You know, the regular ones with just all the ephemera packs with the, you know, lovely pieces. Fantastic. But he releases that every year, and I can say every year, yes, thank you. But the new things for this year were the paper strips. It's just lovely. Small, and you know I love my strippies. Hello, thank you. And they're just like cutesy ones and more grungy ones and all sorts of themes. Just, it's basically paper scraps. And I just adore them. It's just really, really cute. You don't need to use the whole piece. You can also just cut a piece off, and loads of them. Yeah. So a big yes to the paper strips. I'm hoping he makes some more this year. Paper strippies. Well, next year. Then also he came out with these were called photo strips, or I do have the thingy here. Photo Studio. These are actually the frames from cabinet cards, and also the backings from cabinet cards. I love my cabinet cards a lot. You can basically do this. Yes, have a photo in between and make your own faux cabinet cards. Just amazing. Good job, Mr. Holtz. I absolutely love them. I absolutely love them. I would have preferred, I am a nitpicker, I know. I would have preferred these to be printed on more matte paper. They're a little bit shiny, and if I look at, for example, these ones are more matte. I would have loved them on matte paper, but that's a me thing. Different sizes, absolutely love it. Make more. I need to use more. Yes, I need to use more. I tend to hoard my Mr. Tim Holtz stuff for sure. Then this came with the Halloween release. Now, I'm not really big Halloween fan. I do have most of his Halloween release, but don't use a lot. But the transparencies. These are the transparent moths. They're so beautiful. Lovies. Can I get a piece of white paper? Let's see. Do I have a piece of white paper? Sort of. They're just beautiful. Look at these colors. They're beautiful, right? I absolutely love them. Big ones, smaller ones, medium ones. Yes, I need to use them. For sure. But I love those. I think the colors are really, really, really pretty. Yes, so the transparencies for me for this year. He also made the transparent windows with the cracks in them, and then with the snow on them. Very, very lovely. If you make vignette boxes and such, which I don't. And I might have used one or two of them. But honestly, guys, I think if I have one pack of them, that is enough. Okay, for more paper items, yes. Well, you probably know that I love this. Collage strips. Now, last year he made collage strips, smaller ones, smaller sizes. He probably made some the year before. But this year he came out with larger ones. This is the Christmas release, and this was the Everyday Ideology. I love them. You know, I love my collage strips. I adore them. You know what I love more? Making them myself. But it's a beautiful item. And you can also cut all of these apart, do whatever with them, make big collage. And I prefer this paper, the matte paper. I really like the matte paper. So his bigger collage strips, large collage strips. Also in the Christmas release. I don't think it was in the Halloween release, right? No. Speaking of a Christmas release, beautiful stuff for sure. I put all my Christmas away already. Yeah, except for this one, because I'm hoping this concept he will continue next year in his Ideology release. It says here, Christmas Emporium. What did he do? He probably scanned and made ephemera from packaging material, vintage packagings. And this is all Christmas related. Advertisement pieces, small strippies and larger pieces. Christmas Emporium. I absolutely love it. Yeah, look at those. It has cellophane and then Christmas lights in it. Cool, right? And I love this sort of era. This is probably 30s, 40s, 50s. Fantastic. So I did not use any of it because I'm hoarding it. But it's amazing. It's amazing. So I'm hoping Mr. Holtz do this for the Everyday Ideology release with more brands every day. But the advertisement pieces, the packagings. Love, love, love. Now, we have so many Tim Holtz people. We have the photo booth and, oh my gosh, guys, I have like a gazillion of those. Photo booth and this and that and loads of photographs. Yes, loads. Do we have enough? Well, I think I have enough. And also then the people. Now, he came out with a new set this year that I actually really like because it's not just people, and this is called Paper Dolls Poses. Yeah? I like the paper dolls, but I have a gazillion paper dolls. I really like the fact that he came out with houses and also cars. Different. Something different, Mr. Holtz. Yes, we've all seen the cuties and the such. So, I really like it. Really like them. Maybe some colored ones, Mr. Holtz? Colored ones? Yeah? I don't know. Maybe next year you can do some paper dolls in color. Might be a revolutionary idea. But I really like them. I really like them. Okay. Now, for my favorite Ideology release of this year, and probably for many, many years to come, cello sticker tape, also known as boo-boo tape. Yeah. I have another pack because I was really scared because sometimes they discontinue his stuff. Yeah. I don't think they will discontinue this soon because I know people who have 10 of those packs at home just in case. I absolutely love it. You can make this yourself. It's messy. It's really, really messy. And yeah. I just love these. A lot. If you make some vintage looking old documents, old envelopes, letters, ID cards, passports on a photograph, it's just amazing. This is a must-have for sure. I'm hoping he'll make more colors or more styles or just work on this. This is a great idea, Mr. Holtz. Just continue in this idea. Fantastic. Other than that, the thing that I didn't like about the Ideology release, I don't have it here. I probably put it away. He makes every year like a pack of cardstock that he makes into a fold out thingy, small pockets, a small trifold, or what have you, just with plain paper. I don't get it. I'm a paper crafter. I like to make those myself. I have a whole video on this, lovies, where I'm not dissing you, Mr. Holtz. It's an easy way out. If you're like, I want to do something very quick, you take out one of the folders. It's just yellow cardstock that's folded in half, and then you do something with it. I like to make my own. That's the only reason why I don't like that release. But all the other stuff, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's go to Stampers Anonymous. I'm going to start with the only stencil set that I enjoyed this year, which is number 59. THMS 59, number 59. And I especially love this one because it could be a rainbow. It could be a radar. It could be anything. And you can, I've used it a couple of times and I absolutely love this one. Fantastic. Amazing. Yes. Love it. Different. I've also used these. Not my cup of tea. But they're okay. They're okay. You also have this in a bigger version. These were the minis. And you also have them separately, the bigger version. Now I am actually sort of sad that I didn't take the bigger version of this one. If they still have it, I might pick it up. Also, I know that Stampers Anonymous does not retire their releases. I don't know if this is also true about the stencils, but I've heard the stamps, yes. Okay, for the stamps. Now, this might be a little bit controversial, loves, because I have an opinion about those. Loads of stamps. Most of his releases this year, unfortunately, in my opinion, were for card makers. And they were very, very pretty. But I'm not a card maker, so I don't keep those. This was one of my absolute favorites. Curiosity Shop. Why do I love it? Typewriter numbers. Yes. It does have the Mr. Pointy Fingers. However, this is a certain type of illustrating that I don't really enjoy. I don't know why. He has another Mr. Pointy Finger that I enjoy way, way more. The number 0 is here. But I've used this a couple of times, and it also has some sentiments that I probably never use. You can stamp this, make a slot here, put the little piece of paper in, and then stamp something like this on. Also love the lights, but I like them more like this. So one of my favorites, Curiosity Shop, for sure, this year. And then another one of my favorites is Deconstructed. Deconstructed. It has the typewriter letters that I absolutely love. Yeah, it has some numbers. This is probably from, I don't know, it reminds me of a subway station and something graphic. I don't know. It has an X for some reason and an arrow numbers, but this is my favorite. It's just gorgeous. It reminded me of last year's release that I'm calling the spider web. This one, yes, this was from last year, from the Halloween release. This is the Obscure. Absolutely love this one, and this reminded me of it. I love it. Now I've seen some people stamp these and then put them in the circle, so yes, big favorite for this year. Then Hodgepodge. Hodgepodge, this is one stamp, lovies. This is one big stamp. So it is a background stamp. You just stamp parts of it. Hodgepodge. Love it. Love everything on it. It's just really, really cool. It's really cool. You can do so much with this. Yeah? You can just stamp it and then make some small bits and bobs. Cut it out and use different colors and what have you. Now, this was in a release that I was really, really excited about. A couple of them, I was like, oh my gosh, that's going to be my favorite. Which is this one. I was thinking this is going to beat my favorite of all time, which is Eccentric. Yeah, this is called Tidbits. Let me take out Eccentric. Eccentric? Really? Where is it? Oh my gosh, cannot find it. Well, I'm going to show you later because it's going to be in my favorites. Eccentric. also has all of these small little bits and bobs. And I like my bits and bobs, right? Okay, I love the design, adore the design. It's fantastic, amazing. Here's the problem that I have. I have two problems. The first stamp set that I received, it was cut wrong. So some of the, it was cut through the actual design. So I had to, bring it back and get another one. Yeah, so I was happy that that was an option. I wasn't the only one that had this problem, unfortunately. More people had this problem. And then here's the other problem that I have. This is just one stamp. That works perfectly. Yes, just stamp it and then cut everything out. But if you use them individually, and I'm going to take out this because here's where you can probably see it best. If you put it on a stamp block, you stamp it, it will have ink on the corners. So you stamp it and you will see the inking on the corners. Okay, there are a couple of solutions for this. Just wipe off the inks of the edges, or you just cut the edges. In my opinion, honestly, both of them for an expensive stamp set do not need to be necessary. Yes, it is necessary for it to work properly. That's just my opinion. So I was extremely sad that this one didn't work out. Otherwise, it would have been probably my favorite stamp set of all time. But because it is so much work to make them work, it is not. It is not. Then we come to the next one. Also was really excited about. As you can tell, it is still in the packaging. It took a long time for this one to arrive in the Netherlands. I have no clue why. I might have a clue because there were so many problems with this one. Maybe I don't know. I do not work for Mr. Tim Holtz. I'm not in contact with him, so I have no clue. This is the first time for me unpacking it. Yes. Everything is cut right, I can tell. I am a little bit worried when I just make them into individual pieces that the corners will do the same with this one. So here's what I'm doing. I am not going to take them apart. I'm just going to stamp like so and then cut them all out. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a couple of colors, just stamp them on lovely paper, and then cut them out individually. It will work. This is actually Curator for those of you who are curious. Curator. I have seen Miss Paint a lot use this stamp set the way that I've just described. Just put ink on it, stamp it as a whole, and then punch it out. I'm not going to take it apart. I'm not going to take any chances. It will stay like this, which is a shame because, again, this would be in my top 3 favorites of all time, for sure. Now, let me know, lovies, if you have this stamp set, you've taken it apart, if we still have the problem with the corners catching some ink. I might then afterwards take it apart. I'm sorry, Mr. Holtz. I love you dearly. You are the greatest of all time, in my opinion. Really, really, really. But, oh my gosh, it was a miss. But try again. Please try again, because absolutely love the designs. We have a lovely newcomer this year, and in all sense of the word, because I love her. She's lovely, and what she makes is also lovely. I am, of course, talking about Tony from Crafty by Tony. She's a friend of mine, fellow YouTuber. We met. She's from the UK, and I just love her now. Tony used to be on a design team for Elizabeth Craft Designs, and this year she decided to spread her wings and make her own, and she's taken off because between, I believe, August and December, she already released all of this. Amazing. Now, I am very late with this release, guys, because it was waiting for me at Doeding, and I've not been able to go outside, so I just received it like a week ago, but I'm going to go through it. She has amazing stuff. This was her first release. She knows what we want. We want to make tickets and labels and grids with numbers and postage marks and addresses and whatever. I am still having a little bit of trouble with these sort of blackout thingies. I don't know, guys. That's because I've never used them and I'm a little bit scared of them. So this was her first release, and it's just amazing. If you are an Elizabeth Craft Designer fan and a planner and card maker, this will surely resonate with you because there are lots of, you know, stamps on here that you can use. But for vintage paper crafting, junk journal making, and, you know, my projects, this is absolutely amazing. We did talk about it. What were we missing? And, well, everything I was missing, she made. So this was her first release, and it came with these. She even has washi tape, lovies. Came with these washi tapes, a little bit postal correspondence. So I love it. Very classic. So absolutely love them. And then she came out with the Halloween release. I am not a Halloween girl, but I was sure I really wanted them, of course. It does have some number 1 and 2, and I used a couple of these because there are some stamps on here that I can use. Now, Halloween is not a Dutch tradition, lovies. We do celebrate it now because it's been commercialized. You know, people can make money with Halloween, so why not celebrate it? But it's not a Dutch tradition at all. It also came with these washi tapes that I absolutely love. I really like them. Yeah. This not my thing, but that's quite all right. What was my thing were the other two in here. Let me show you. These are more the everyday release, right? Yes. So you can make lovely labels. What I love about these labels, that they have skippity bits in them. Yes. You can buy loads of stamp sets that make these label frames, but they're all too, you know, cutesy. And these look more distressed when you stamp them, so that's lovely. Again, also with the lines and the numbers, the smallest splatter stamp here, and then figure 1, 2, 3 that, you know, has date. So you can make your own labels with these, which is amazing because, you know, I love my labels. And then she made this. Oh my God. And then she done it. She made this. Now, you know, come out. You know, I love making ID cards, passports, and what have you. I'm not very good with drawing lines and such. Well, so she made this. It's amazing, fantastic, perfect. Put in a photograph, and you can stamp. These have handwritten dates on them and destinations and all sorts. You want to make an ID card? Well, there you go. There you go. It's this. Yes. She even have my number on here, 709. That's my personal. I love that number. It's 7 of 9. That's hence my name, 7 Plaza. So, oh my gosh. Yes, lovey. I just absolutely love it. And now for a new release that I haven't even unpacked yet, guys. Christmas, but not cutesy Christmas. I actually really like the Christmas because it has lots of small advertisement pieces and numbers and dates and what have you. I'm going to leave it in the packaging, loves, because I'm going to use it next year. And then a beautiful Father Christmas here, and then strippies like gingham. So she made it for me, basically. She made it for me. It's really, really nice. Fa la 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 la. Cute. And has I'm not even going to put it away. I'm going to put this one away because it has you know, New York, and it has some stuff on here that I could basically use whenever I want. Yeah. So I'm going to keep this. Oh, another one. She had 3 Christmas ones. Yes, another sort of writing and numbers and some music, and love it. Love it. I think the nicest Christmas stamps for sure for this year. Even though I did not have it in my possession. I have not used it, but, you know, there's always Christmas next year. And then the everyday line. She made an alphabet with skippity bits. Mr. Tim Holtz also has an alphabet with skippity bits, but way bigger. Very big and smaller. And I think this is the perfect size, and I love it. And probably the price was also a little bit more affordable. And you are supporting an independent artist, right? Mr. Tim Holtz is probably a millionaire. I don't know. Probably is. Tony, not a millionaire. Not yet. You never know. And then she made these. Oh my gosh, look at the strippies. Yes, strippies. Love, love, love. And she did my number. Oh my gosh, I love you so much, Stone. And you can even put some of your own numbers in here. And it says field notes. It's one of my favorite words of all time. Yeah. Isn't it cool? I'm so happy you made this, Tony. I'm so, so happy. Yeah, perfect. And then this is what we needed. We discussed this. We needed handwritten addresses. If we make our own faux vintage envelopes, we just need to have an address on. Now, my handwriting is rubbish, and that's an understatement. But now she just scanned beautiful vintage and antique letters and postcards, and she just put them all on. So now we have like an address. You can put an address on. And then some other markings, like postcard and head office, and cute, right? So, oh my gosh, I have not tried it yet, but it's definitely going to be in my favorites. Yeah, and she also made the washi tapes. Yes, you can do this for Christmas, but I can do this for every day as well. I just love it. I just love them. And there's so much on a roll. So, yes, Tone, you did well. I am waiting for the new release. I have not spoken to her for a while, but I'm hoping she has a new release coming. Yeah? Okay, that's it for Tone. Thank you so much, Tone, for doing this for us. Let's talk about inks, and especially the inks that I use for stamping. Yes? I use my Mr. Tim Holtz oxides and such for distressing and, with stenciling and with brushes. But for stamping, I like my VersaFine Clair. Yeah? Okay. They came out with lots of new colors this year, but I mixed them up with my own colors. So I can't remember which one were the new ones. A couple of them I can remember. But I need to show you my absolute favorites. Every time this year, I do my favorites. This is my perfect black Nocturno. And then this is my perfect stamping color, Fallen Leaves. I cannot do without these colors. Now, loads of different new colors this year. Some very lovely bright ones. I know this was one of them. I'm just picking out the stuff that I know I wouldn't get like individually. Arctic and baby pink. And they're pretty. Body blue. Was it? No, I don't know. Avocado. So some very cute ones. There was also a new red one. Strawberry. I already had red tulip, but you can see it's a different shade of red. So for red, strawberry, my new favorite for sure. I really love this one. Then there was also a blue one that I really like. Then a new one. Well, this is my favorite. Twilight, a very dark blue one. A couple of new green ones. Rainforest or spruce? No, spruce. This one. Spruce. Favorite green, and then some unusual ones that I really, really love. Okay, we have sand dune, yes, sand dune, and portobello, which is a mushroom. So beautiful colors as well for background stamping. This for background stamping and such. So if you have these with, yeah, well, that's basic. They're all called reserved, right? Yes, I just wanted some stamping. Yeah, so I love VersaFine Clair. I love all the colors they have, but the absolute must-haves is of course Fallen Leaves. And for this year, the new ones, I would definitely go for strawberry, spruce, and portobello and dune. But I have a whole video dedicated to this release. So if you're really interested, lovies, just Google on my YouTube channel, VersaFine Clair. New inks or something, you'll find it. There's a whole video on these inks. But these are my absolute favorites. This is the second stamp set of Fallen Leaves that I have because I use it so much. Yeah? Okay, I have 2 or 3 items from Fast and Creative. Fast and Creative is a Dutch brand for crafting supplies. So Fast and Creative is a Dutch brand. They make mainly tools, I guess. However, lovies, they're a little bit hard to come by on the other side of the world. And if you can find them, the shipping costs are just ridiculous. So, yeah, I am really sorry about this, but I really do love the tools. Now, this is my previous favorite. It is the whale tail tab, normal size. Yes, we are memory keepers used to have one that is out of commission. You cannot find it anymore. If you can find it, it's over $100 because it's a collector's item now. Vasa Creative came out with this, I believe, last year before, I don't know, and I was really excited and I needed to have it. And then they made the big one that I'm calling Moby Dick. It's a big whale tail. Look at this. Yes. Now I cannot remember if the release was this year or the end of last year. I don't know, but I'm gonna put it with my this year's favorite because I just adore them. I absolutely love them. Yes, I didn't think I would use this as much as I actually did. So I think it's a good investment and I do like the quality as well. Now, you know me, I cannot do without my corner rounder. I have several corner rounders. Yeah, this came with a scoreboard, and this is one that I don't even know. It's pink, so yeah, and they work well. Then I wanted to try one from Fast and Creative. Quality much better. I must admit they're a little bit more expensive than this because this is probably from AliExpress or Temu or something. But I use it all the time. And then they made a new corner rounder with a larger angle. Yes, this is 4, 7, and 10 millimeters, and this is 14, 17, and 20. Now, mind you guys, it comes in this sort of shape, but it also comes in this sort of shape. They have two shapes of this, but with the exact same angles. I just prefer these, and I absolutely adore it. If you already have a corner rounder and you use it a lot and you can find this, I would recommend it. I absolutely love it. I use them almost equally. Then another tool that I actually saw an ad on Pinterest or something is this lovely tiny little brush. And I told Marloes, who's the owner from Do a Ding, I was like, do you have this? And she's like, oh no, but I want it. Yes, it's a tiny little brush, yeah, for stenciling or what have you, with its own holder, and you can put it back. There you go. It clicks in. You can twist it so it sort of locks. You need to unlock it like so. I would have rather have it's more simple because you need two hands to put it back, but that's quite all right. You could have your whole desk full with all sorts of colors. I mainly use this for my brown colors. I just mix my brown colors. I'm sorry, guys. But I think it's a really cute little gadgety tool. Yeah, that actually works. I do have the bigger brushes as well. And also have the branded brushes. Let me get some. Oh my gosh. These are from Studio Light, another Dutch brand. You have these from different brands. The lovely brushes with all the colors and such. And oh my gosh, look at this. It's a rainbow brush now. Rainbow. I need to clean it. It touched the other brushes. See? Oh my gosh, not a good thing. Well, it comes with this. Okay. I do enjoy them. They're good. They're good. But if you want to buy one of the brushes, you can buy like several makeup brushes. So not really worth the price for me. I'd rather use old makeup brushes. But this one, cute. Really like it. Yes, was that it for Vasa Creative? Well, speaking of Studio Light, I have not tried a lot of stuff from them this year for a couple of different reasons. It's not really my style. It's a little bit too cutesy, too card maker type of. And also, I know that it's not available worldwide. Well, not all of it. The only thing that I really do like from Studio Light is the following. Oh my gosh, need to reach for it. Get out, come out, come out. Sorry, guys. Yes, there they are. Are there cardstock paper pads? I really like them for a couple of different reasons. They used to make them like this. Now they make them like this in a longer version. I do not know why. Now it's 11 and 8 by 5 by 6 basically. It's like 12 by 6 almost, because it's a Dutch brand, so it's 30 centimeters by 15 centimeters. They have different weights, and this is the 250 grams, so more scrapbook weight, and I love them. They're double-sided, yes, and if I need cardstock, colored cardstock, I always reach for this, and they come out with new colors every now and then. They make them like this now. They used to make them like this. I actually prefer this. This size, much more manageable to me. But make sure you have the right weight, because they make them in different weights. 250 grams. For me, it's a staple. It's a must-have. Yes? Is that it for all the new releases? I hope so, lovies. There were a couple of more items just here and there that I tried out, but not from the big brands, or that were memorable. Okay, now if you are a newbie, yes, the next part of the video are my essential favorite craft supplies, that if you're going to invest in something, invest in those. So let me show you. Okay, basics. We need adhesives, glues. Now, there are a gazillion different glues out there. These are the glues that I have, and there are only a couple of them that I use. I'm gonna start with the expensive ones, and that is from Mr. Tim Holtz. Collage, Media Matte, and Multimedia Matte. They're apparently really good glues, yes, but you need a brush to use them, and it's messy. And I did use them once or twice. I use way too much. I actually only what I do use this for is for sealing or big collages, to put something over a big collage. Here's the problem that I usually have with this idea. I use a lot of digitals in my designs, yes, and I have an inkjet printer, not a laserjet printer or laser printer. If you wet the digitals with this, the colors might bleed. Also depends on the type of paper that you're using. So I hardly ever use these. They're good glues. Yeah, it's amazing, fantastic. But I don't use them often enough, and I wouldn't start out with these. Then I have like a classic Mod Podge. Mod Podge, also a glue that you can do the same with this. Yes, for decoupaging, for sealing, or whatever. Now, there's a problem that I have with Mod Podge, hence this. Yeah. If I open it, I really need to have something in between, otherwise the lid will be shut. Glued shut. Yeah, it's almost finished. I've had this for years. If I use this, I mainly use this for decoupage, napkin decoupage, and maybe tissue decoupage. I could also use this. And then I always thin it out with a little bit of water. Yes, there you go. I always thin it out with a little bit of water. But honestly, guys, I think you could use just any normal white, is it PVA glue? I don't know, Elmer school glue or something for this same purpose. That is very inexpensive, and you know, it's just glue. Then you can also use glue tapes. I do have some glue tapes. This is the red glue tape. It's supposed to be really, really good. I have a lot of trouble with taking off the red backing. Yes, bad words are spoken every time, and it smells. It smells. So I had a couple of thicknesses of this one, a couple of different sizes. It's the only one that I have left, mainly to show you that I don't like it. There are other ones. I do have the Elizabeth Craft Designs one that I actually really, really enjoy. I mostly use the very small ones, very small strippies. Not if I use it at all. But most of the times I don't use it. But if you need it for example, gluing down vellum. Yes, you can use this for vellum. That works very, very well. Speaking of vellum, what also works on vellum is this. This is barely art glue. And you have art glitter glue. They are almost the same. There are a couple of differences. This will glue vellum without the bumpies. If you glue vellum to one another, if it's wet, it will start bumping. I don't know why. Not the bumping on Musikai. Just, you know, it doesn't look nice. But if you use barely art glue, works perfectly. So that's really good. It glues really, really fast. Yes. And it is sort of a permanent glue. If it's on, it's on. Yeah. Then you have art glitter glue. That glues even faster than barely art glue. Is not good for gluing vellum. So you would say that this would be the better glue. Not in my opinion. I don't know why. I just prefer art more. Yeah. Mainly because I think it. If I use it, yes, I use it the other day. I need to rinse out everything, and it is a lot of work. Yes, because it clogs up here. Also, art does that sometimes, but not a lot. And I'm just in love with art. I'm sorry, loves. I would recommend this. If you are new at this, however, yeah, and you want a little bit more wiggle room, just like 4 seconds more, then maybe this is your glue. But I prefer this. Okay, they're not cheap glues. They're a little bit more expensive glues. However, oh my gosh, guys, I have a new one. Yes. This will probably last me almost a year. This is the smallest size. This is like the medium. You have a bigger one, and then you have the refill. In my opinion, do not buy the refill. No, because the glue, if you open it up, it only lasts for a year. Then it's still glue, but it's not art glitter glue. Then it's just glue, because it will take longer to dry and such. I love it because it makes a thin line. Yes, a thin strippy. So it's very precise gluing. That's why I love it so much. Yes, and also because it's pink. So if you buy one of these, it will cost you about 8 or 9 euros. I'm guessing. I don't even know the price for sure. I just, pick it up. It's 8 or 9 euros. But it's for a year, loves. For a whole year. Yeah? And I glue every day. Almost every day. So I think it's just a really good investment. You do need to invest in the nib. And then it comes with a pin. You cannot stick in just any pin that you want, lovies. It needs to be a stainless steel pin. Otherwise, it will start to rust. Now, I make dangles. Yes, I made these myself. I have videos on these, lovies. Just search for glue bottle dangles. You will find 2 or maybe even 3 of them. Yeah, so you need to invest in this. But not every time. Just the first time, because this is almost done. Not good. Put it on here. Yeah, so in my opinion, for a liquid glue, the best glue. Yeah, the best glue. But if this is not within your price budget, then you use glue stick. Now, I've used several ones, and these are my 2 favorites. My absolute favorite is Uhu stick. You have different ones of these. I just have the normal one in 2 sizes. I have a small one, and then this size that it's finished. I need to buy some more. You cannot buy this everywhere in the Netherlands. I find this sometimes at Lidl and sometimes at Kik. K-I-K. They have some of these. So whenever I'm there and they have them, I pick them up. And this is Bison or Bison stick, glue stick. Yeah, I buy this at Action. And those are very, very cheap. These are a little bit more expensive. Those are very, very cheap. But in my opinion, for cheap ones, these are the best ones. I do not like Prit. I am sorry. I do not like the Prit sticks. It's not my sort of glue. I like these ones the best. Now, there is an Italian one called Giotto. Sounds like a dessert. It's probably not. Not available in the Netherlands. But I really like to try that one. I've heard very good stories about it. And it apparently also smells really nice. So if you're starting out, glue stick, just a glue stick, lovies. Just start with a glue stick. If you want to be a little bit more adventurous or have some more other projects, invest in an art glitter glue. Just start with a small one, yeah? I do have the big refill one. You don't need it. I mainly use the big refill one if I need to glue a very large project, like a large piece of paper. Then I take out those. So done. You don't need this. I will not buy a refill of this. I will stick with art glitter glue. So that's it for glue. But you need something else. You need something to cut paper with. Look at the amount of paper trimmers that I have. Do you ever see me use any of them? Well, maybe once or twice. Let me start with the one that you absolutely don't need. I'm happy I have this one, but you don't need it. This is the deckled edge trimmer from Mr. Tim Holtz. It cuts like a raggedy line, yeah. That will make it look like old vintage postcards or vintage photos that have like the raggedy lines all around them. Like, oh, let me take out this one. See? These lines. This does this. And it makes lots of noise. And I use it now and then. Now, I am very fortunate. Let me see if I can grab it, if it's somewhere near here. Yes, I am very fortunate, I'm sorry, loves, to have this. This is a tearing ruler that basically does the same and is a small amount of the cost. Now, here's the problem. You cannot find these anymore. If you find these, the metal ones, please buy it because it's amazing. I know there are some of them that I have 3 in a set that are actually expensive. And We Are Memory Keepers also have a plastic one. I don't know about the plastic one. I've used one that's plastic and it doesn't work for me. So I normally take out my tearing ruler for the deckled edge trimmer. Then this is the only one from another brand. This is Fiskars. Now I have tried the very cheap rulers that I buy at Action. You can buy it at the Dollar Tree or something with the slidey thing that look like this. Oh my gosh, lovies, if you just starting out and those are like $3 or $4, buy those because they're good. They're okay. Yes, but you need to replace the blade very often. Do not replace the blade because the blades are as expensive as the whole thing. Yes, so then years ago I invested in a second-hand Fiskars. Maybe it's because it's second-hand that's not working for me. You do need to replace the blades quite often. It does fold out, so it does measure, but somehow it's off. Yes, I butt up the paper against this line, and when I cut it, it's always off. Why do I still have it? Because of one item that I really love on this. And I think they patented it because I cannot find it in any other paper trimmer. And that is the guitar string. Can you hear it? It's here in the center here. It's like a metal small string. If you put it on a piece of paper, yes, you can see exactly where you're going to cut. Which is fantastic if you're using digitals and you just want to cut out along the lines of the digital. Yes, so not really with measuring, but just some precise cutting. That is just amazing. That's why why I still have this one and it works so well for my digitals. Yeah. Then Mr. Tim Holtz. I'm gonna go straight to this one because I want to compare it to the other Fiskars. Now, a very good one from Mr. Tim Holtz. Yes, it's big. It also folds out to 12 inches. Yeah, has a much bigger surface. It does have this, yeah, but it doesn't have the string, which is a shame. But I don't think he can do the string because I think it's patented. He does, however, now have the arrows that sort of point to where the line is. Tried it out. It's probably me. It doesn't always work. Also, it shows you where the blade is. The blade's in the center here. So it's for more precision work for sure, but I haven't mastered it yet. The only other problem that I have is that I have a couple of problems with this one. This closes here and this closes on this side. I would have rather had it on my hand on this side because then, I don't know, it closes on the wrong side. That's just my opinion. Yeah. And for some reason, from the very start, I nicked with the blade the sides of the slot here. I don't know. I've never done it with the Fiskars one, so I don't know. It might be a me thing. So yes, this is not now a straight line anymore. It has some damages in them. Yeah. But also the nice thing with this is it also comes with a where's the other thing? This. Yes. You can also use it as a scoreboard. Replace the blade. Yeah. Put this in and then it's an automatic scoreboard. But I'll show you scoreboards later. Again, very precise. Never use it because I have a scoreboard. You don't need this expensive one, lovies. If you have a normal one, it's automatically a scoreboard. Yes, have a stylus, I don't know. Do I have one here? If you have this, or just a pencil or something, you can also use this as a scoreboard. So it's a nice one for sure. It's better than this one. That's because this one is off. Then he has this one that I actually I'm not mad about. Because, let me free my hands, lovies. I've used it quite a bit this year. When it came out, I was like, it's fantastic, gorgeous. Yes, it's a big machine. It's heavy. Doesn't do any precise work. But if you just want to do, well, you do not know, you cannot see where you're cutting because this whole thing here is in the way. But it does cut very precise measuring wise. Yes, if you like, I need 4 1/8 of an inch or something like it. It really does cut precisely. Very straight, very accurate. The only thing is that you really need to, it has a manual. Yes, you really need to put your hands against the slider. Otherwise, it's all raggedy. Yes. So if you're just going to cut big pieces of paper with exact measurements, like a 12 by 12, you need to cut it to size. This is perfect. Yes, it could also handle multiple pieces of paper, thinner paper. So no 4 or 5 scrapbook pieces, but it will cut to chipboard and cardboard and to all sorts. I don't know. I've never tried that before, but it does really, really well. But then I think this is still my favorite cutter from Mr. Tim Holtz. If you're just going to cut sizes, yeah, it's way more manageable. It's very light, does the trick. But for smaller pieces, if you're working with an A4 sheet or letter size, this will work. For 12 by 12s, I need this. Yeah. So from all the paper trimmers, the expensive ones that I've shown you, this is still my favorite because I probably use this the most. Now, if you do not want to invest in a Mr. Tim Holtz paper trimmer or a paper trimmer like at all, this is what you invest in. Ruler, knife. Use it every day, lovies. Now, if you can find a metal ruler, I would prefer a metal ruler. Yes, because I have some plastic ones and you nick it and then it's sort of damaged, right? So a metal ruler or a wooden ruler with a metal, sometimes they have the metal edge. Also the one from Mr. Tim Holtz, this one also has the metal edge in here, so it will work with a knife. A ruler and a knife works best, yeah? Especially if you combine it with a mat that has measurements on them. Yeah? You see me, you do this all the time. Just line it up and then, you want 3 inches? Line your paper up 3 inches. Yeah? So you need a mat anyway. Yeah. Best investment. This is the cheapest knife that I can find and it's the best one. Just the, disposable ones. I have blades. And I've used the Fiskars one and, all sorts. Just a disposable one. Yeah? Because, way less expensive and they work very, very well. Okay, let's talk scissors. I used to think that scissors are just scissors. It's scissors. You just cut paper with them. And they do. They do cut paper. But there is a big difference between scissors number 1 and scissors number 2. When I started out, I just had some, scissors that came out of a drawer in the kitchen that I probably bought a set at IKEA, and they do well. You can just cut with them. But if you want to have more precise cutting and nicer edges and such, the first thing I invested in was this Mr. Tim Holtz pair of scissors. I didn't really know what was the deal with it, and I thought I don't need the big one. I'm just going to start with the small one. And it's lovely and it works well. I really like the handles, big handles, and these are flexible so they don't really hurt your fingers. It's a short blade. That was my mistake because I personally like to work with a larger blade. So then I invest in this one, and this up until this year was my favorite pair of scissors. Yes, it's made from sort of steel. It doesn't, I don't know. It's very fantastic. I love it. Yes, love the handles. Cuts really nice. The only thing I think this just with my pair of scissors, it unscrews a lot. So sometimes I need to just tighten the screw. I do keep them in their container. So for the longest time, this was my favorite pair of scissors for sure. It's a little bit expensive than an IKEA scissor, but honestly, guys, if you just need one pair of scissors, just, you know, don't put them in a drawer in the kitchen. Use it for paper crafting. It's fantastic. It's a good investment. Then he came out with these, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have this blade and I have this blade. Do I really need these? Then I tested it out. Already told you in this video. Yes. Honestly, if you don't have any of these, buy this one. Buy this one. Unless you're like, I already have large blades and I want to have something for fussy cutting, then invest in this one. But I absolutely love this. I reach for all of them now and then, but if I only had to buy one of them, I buy this one. I don't know the exact price of the scissors, but I do really recommend them. Well done, Mr. Tim Holtz. Lovely. You just need this. Why do I like the longer blades? Because if I cut something, for example, a circle or something in a shape, it takes longer for me to have to open my scissors again. I don't know why, but that's where I go wrong. If I cut a circle or an oval, I can follow the line, yes, but then I'm at the end of my scissors and I need to open them again and do it like for the rest, and that's where I go wrong. So if I use my smaller blade, I go wrong a lot, and now I go wrong like 2 times. That's why I like the longer blade. I just prefer it. So this one for sure, the recoil scissors, large one, Mr. Tim Holtz, yay. Very fantastic. So now you have glue, you have scissors, you need something to cut with, you need something to glue with. That's the basics. So if you want to extend a little bit on it, here are a couple of tools that I find very, very useful. First of them is a scoreboard. Now, I've already mentioned, if you have like a paper trimmer, you can use this as a scoreboard as well. But I invest in scoreboards. Now, this is the very first scoreboard that I've bought ever. Yeah, and it actually came with this. This was a set. It was very affordable, but it's a smaller one. This is a corner rounder and a notch maker. The notch maker is for making envelopes. I make tabs with them and all sorts. So it comes with its own sort of bone folder thingy. You can score. It's small. There's even an envelope, how to do whatever to make this envelope. Yes, with measurements. I do use it sometimes, but you know, you can also do this manually, and it's very, very easy. So if you're starting out, try to find a set like this. This was another set. I don't know. I also have this, but it's somewhere else. It's basically the same, but I have 2 of these sets. Why did I invest in a big one? Because if you want to use larger pieces of paper, this is easier. It's of course way bigger. This will hold a 12 by 12, a piece of scrapbook paper. This is the one from We Are Memory Keepers. They have several ones. This is just, I think, the most basic one. It does have this tool, and after a couple of weeks I also found out it has this tool to make the envelopes with. I don't know, hardly ever use it. They have one that is you can fold up, has a fold in the middle. I don't know how that would work. And you also have one with just odd sizes on them. It confuses me. And then you have one that has this integrated on there. It's the envelope punch scoreboard thingy. Yeah. For me, not necessary, because I have a notch maker. And so this is We Are Memory Keepers. It's a brand. It's a good brand. But it's an expensive brand. If you can find it from anywhere cheaper, do it cheaper, because it doesn't need to be like very good quality. You're gonna put a piece of paper on it, and then you're gonna score it. No knives, nothing will. No, don't stand on it. But if you're just starting out, start out with a small one. Sometimes I still use a small one for larger pieces of paper. What happens when I run out of scoreboard, I just flip over my paper and then do it again. But you know, if it is within your budget, I would invest in this. If you do really like stamping and you're using bigger stamps, or you want to do multiple layers of stamping, a stamping tool is very nice to have. This actually is from Fast and Creative. They have it from different types of brands. I'm probably, We Are Memory Keepers has one. Mr. Tim Holtz has one. I don't know the difference between them. I just have this one. It works for me. I should have another magnet somewhere. I don't use it a lot. If you're just starting out with stamping, lovies, you don't need it. What you do need for stamping is these. Acrylic blocks. Yes, you have them in all sorts of sizes and shapes and from brands. This is from Simon Hurley. Is it Simon Hurley? I can't even. Yes. Yeah, well, there you go. Simon Hurley. It's a card maker. A guy. A cute boy. He's really cute. It has the lines on here. I don't know. If you're a card maker, this is probably necessary. I buy these cheap. Sometimes I find a stamp set at Action that has the acrylic block. I do not enjoy the stamp set. I mainly buy it for the acrylic blocks because buying these individually can be expensive. Yeah. If you don't have, and if you're just starting out, guys, here's my advice. Take an empty CD case. Something acrylic, yes? That will hold your clear stamps. An empty CD case will work as well. Just start out with this. Also, if you have glass coasters to put your drink on, that will also work. But you know, you don't need all these sizes. I have a long one for long strippy, and I have a big one, and I really enjoy my small ones because I basically use small stamps. So you don't need a gazillion like I have. 3 sizes: small, medium, large. Yeah, and I hardly ever use these. Now, for other tools that I use almost on a daily basis, not necessary, but if you want to extend your craft supplies, maybe you would like some. Corner rounders. I use it almost on a daily basis. Now, let's say you invested in a small board and it has the corner rounder and a notch. You're done. Now, this is just one size of a corner rounder, but start out with this, lovies. If you're just starting out and you have this, perfectly. Then I have by Fast and Creative, but they make all sorts of brands that make these. And these are the normal ones, 4mm, 7mm, and 10. Normal sizes, and these were the larger angles. So don't start out with this one, start out with this one. All right, if you have this. I do really like them. I enjoy them. They do give a sort of an extra to all your paper crafting projects. Just rounded corners makes it look way nicer. Already shown you my whale tail tabs. Not necessary. You can make your own tabs if you have a notch maker. I have videos on this. Now, for other punches that I really like, my circle punches. I have loads of sizes. I have even the smallest one. I have 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, inch, 1.5 inch, 2, 2.5. And these are all by EK Tools. EK Tools. Good brand. I am very content with the brand. Yes, sometimes you need to sharpen them. They get a little bit dull. You just fold a couple of layers of tin foil or aluminum foil, whatever you want to call it, and you put it in, and then you just punch it a couple of times. It will sharpen the blades. Now, there are probably more brands out there that make these punches, probably Martha Stewart or what have you. You don't need the whole collection. This is the one that I started out with. The one in, I would start with the 1-inch circle punch. If you want to make a notch or a closure thingy, sometimes do a figure 8 closure, then I use these. So if you're starting out, just start with the 1-inch one. Yes, that is my recommendation. Just start with the 1-inch. And you know, I like all of them. I like all of them. But the 1-inch for me is the one that I use most. Now, I have 2 more items that are probably not necessary, but I do have them. I have a tiny attacher. It's basically a stapler, but a very small one. It's really nice if you're making some vintage projects and such, but a normal stapler would do. Now, I have this is called a crocodile. There's also somewhere else the Big Bite. I'm not even going to take it out because I'm not going to recommend the Big Bite, because I take it out almost once a year, and it's an expensive one. But this is a very good investment. I like my hardware. I like eyelets. I like brass and such. And I use this for all my eyelets. I just love them. I love using eyelets, either as something that's functional or just for decoration. Now, I know there are other sort of devices that do this. Grommet thingies, you can do it by hand. I don't know. I have this one. It's an expensive one. Yes, it does come, if you buy this, it does come in a lovely case that already has all the eyelets in there. I've bought one years and years ago. It's a very good investment. It's a very good, they have them in different colors. You also have some blue and such. I even found one secondhand. So if you can find one secondhand, this is my secondhand one. I have my other one still in the case. Yes. So love it, necessary? No, but I really do like it. This also not really necessary. You know what is necessary? Needle threader. Oh my gosh, lovies. This will make your life so much easier. So much easier, right? Yes, have a needle threader. Preferably a long one. It's like, I also have this. It's not a needle threader, but I don't know really what it is. But sometimes I use this. It's just amazing. Now, if you're not into eyelets, but you do want to put in hole reinforcers or punch a hole in something, you can use a perforator. I have this single one, but you can also have the classic one with the 2 holes. Yes, just, you know, you can punch holes with these, and these are very inexpensive. I found this at Flying Tiger. It's sort of a, it looks like IKEA. I think it's from Scandinavia and has all sorts. So I found mine at Flying Tigers. But you can probably get them anywhere. Yes, more tools. Let's have a look around. I told you I wasn't prepared. No, but I'm going to talk about stamping and inking for a little bit. Mr. Tim Holtz has loads of colors of ink, distress oxides and distress inks. I prefer the oxides, already mentioned why. Cannot even tell you why. I just prefer the oxides. And he has loads of brown colors. Loads of brown colors. I have almost all of them. I have a couple of them that I don't like brushed corduroy because it's baby diaper color and such. But these are the ones that I do use. The lightest color that I use for distressing and staining is tea dye. And then you have vintage photo. Yes, and in a more brownish color you have then a walnut stain and ground espresso. Now, I also have frayed burlap. That is a little bit more grayish brown. And then scorched timber, also like a grayish, brownish black. So it actually goes sort of at the end. Do you need all of them? Sure you do. But don't invest in all of them. If you're just starting out, lovies, this is the classic. Vintage photo is basically the way to go. It's a lighter brown color. It's the most common classic color for sure. Now, if you want to experiment a little bit with not a brownish color, but gray, greenish brown color, I absolutely adore frayed burlap. So these are my favorite colors. Now, before I used vintage photo, I used walnut stain, which is a little bit darker. Why did I choose walnut stain over vintage photo? Because I had a vintage photo. Do I have it here? Yes. In the distress ink. Orange. To me, it just looks orange. So I've used this and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't like this color. It's like orange. But the distress oxide is way lovelier. So walnut stain was my go-to. But if you want it a little bit darker, then there was ground espresso, a really nice dark color. I prefer now scorched timber. Yeah, I really like it. I really like scorched timber even over these two. Yes, tea dye, very light. Sometimes I use it, but not often enough. So if you're just gonna invest in say you're gonna invest in one, do this one. If you're gonna invest in two, these. If you want darker, this one or this one. So these are the 3 that I highly recommend. Of his other colors, his more colorful colors, Yeah, it all depends on what type of projects that you're doing. I have a couple of favorites, but not a lot. I really like iced spruce. That's one of my favorite colors. And old paper. And these are basically the ones that I use the most. Yes, all sorts, all greens and blues and yellows. And but these are the ones that I use the most. Because I'm more into more muted, basic, vintage stamping. This is not for stamping. This is for distressing lobbies. You could stamp with them, but they will not leave a clear impression. They'll be a little bit, you know, distressed. For stamping, already shown you these. Yes, already mentioned it. Must have is a VersaFine Clair. Same with Nocturno. Now, there's one exception for white. Yeah, I've used several different brands with white inks, and this is the only one that works for me. Hero Arts. Yes, this one, Unicorn Pigment Ink. This is the only white that works for me. Yeah, the other ones just fade, I don't know. Hero Arts, the only white that works. It's like a commercial. Hero Arts, the only white that works. Yes, not sponsored by Hero Arts. Yeah. Okay. I've mentioned in the brushes and such. They're lovely. I would invest in makeup brushes. And then I have my this. It's very dusty, guys, because you know I don't do lots of crafting anymore. These are the daubers with the felt thingies. I do use them a lot. I have one for every brown color with the wooden holder thingy. Yeah, these are all the colors that I use on a regular basis. Now I also have all the other colors from Mr. Not all of them, but loads. Here's what I do. You cannot mix oxides with inks. You can contaminate them. Don't ask me why. I am not that knowledgeable. But if you're just starting out, have one dauber for your dark browns, one dauber for your lighter browns, and just, you know, try to take off the darker color. Yeah, that's what I did. I had one for all my blues, for all my greens, for all my reds, and just try to clean them in between. If you want to invest in something, I would not invest in all of these. Here's what I have done with all my colors. I just invested in the felt dauber thingies, yes? And then I have, is it here? I have a couple of these spare, yes, because you can take this off, and then if I want to use one, put one on, yes, and then use it. I attached it with Velcro dots and put plastic in between, yes, so you see, transferring, yes. So one or two of these and then all of these. It's a way cheaper way to do all your colors. But honestly, lovies, if you're just starting out, you don't need all the colors. I hardly ever use them. Unless you're a card maker or a scrapbooker, then you probably use all the colors. I just prefer my VersaFine Clair and then all my browns. I'm looking at this one. This is a distresser. Yes, you can distress edges with them. Absolutely love it. Yes, fits on a dauber. You can buy these separately. You know what you can do? Yes, wooden emery board like a nail file. Works just the same. Or you have your 1-inch circle punch. You have a piece of sanding paper. Yeah. And something Velcro-ish. Punch, inches, done. Yes, was a tip from a subscriber. Really, really cool. Yes, do we have more necessary tools or dupes? Some more miscellaneous tools. Among them is Drippy. That should have been with the adhesives, of course. This is my glue gun. I don't use my glue gun a lot, especially not for gluing paper. If I want to glue on a button or something metal or something more substantial, I use my glue gun. I have this one. I call him Drippy because he drips a little, not a lot. I had multiple different ones that dripped a lot. This is from Parkside. I bought it at Lidl. I love it because it looks like a drill. It's just, I thought it was cute. It's USB charged, guys. So you can charge it, so you don't need a cable or anything. And it just works. It does drip. Every glue gun drips, but this doesn't drip that much. So I really like it. Bought it at Lidl. I don't know if it's available anymore. Then I also have a heat gun. A heat gun, yeah. Okay, when I just started out paper crafting, I was like, can you just use a hairdryer? Apparently not. A hairdryer is just a lot of air and not a lot of heat. This is a lot of heat and less air. It does blow out air, not hair, air, but more heat. Now you have different brands, different ones. Who cares? Well, if you're a mixed media artist, you do a lot of painting and dripping and I don't know, all the stuff that I don't like, you might need a really expensive one, like from Tonic Studios or something. This is probably from Action or what have you, and it does the trick and I hardly ever use it, but it's nice to have eventually. Then, if you want to make journals, you need needles. Big needles, not like the big with the big holes in them. I have this set. I bought this set years ago on AliExpress. Also came with a bone folder or something. Is it here? Oh my gosh, yes. It was a set. Good investment. It even came with this. Yes, wax thread. This was a whole set. If you can find it on Temu, Amazon, whatever. I've been trying to find a set from a real brand. Doesn't exist. But you don't need all of this, lovies. You need something that pokes a hole. You can even use just a big needle to poke a hole. Wax thread is really nice, but I mainly use embroidery floss. Yeah. But if you have a pokey tool, an awl, fantastic to have. But you basically need big needle that pokes a hole. Yes. I have other tools that poke holes. I have this. Do not even know what it is. Or like a seam, I don't know. So yes, good to have sort of a book binding set. This probably comes with your scoreboard. You don't need this. You can take a barbecue skewer or an ice pick or something that pokes a hole, and you can replace this with any sort of thread that you want. Okay, then two more tools. This one is a paper distresser. You put your paper in one of the holes and then you distress it. Yes. You know what else you can do? Yeah, you can do this. Distress it. Works the same, maybe even better. So not necessary, nice to have, a little bit gimmicky. Then this one, it is nice. I like to make tickets and labels and strips and such. And then this makes, I'm hoping you can see, perforated lines so that you can rip the ticket stubs. Yeah? Which is really nice. Yes, but you can also use this. This is a tracing wheel. I have several ones at different sizes, but it basically does the same. Or you just take your poke tool and you poke holes. Yeah. For a tool that's absolutely not necessary, I wrap this every year when I do this. So because this is, no. It makes the angles on your tags. Yeah. It says small angle, large angle. It's like small angle, miniature angle. It doesn't work for me. Take out a plastic card, debit card or whatever. It can even be a playing card with plastic coating on it. That also works. Just make angles and use this when you want to make angles on a tag. This is so not necessary. So not necessary at all. There are a couple more very unnecessary tools. I'm not even going to show you because I never use them. Don't even need to mention them. Yeah? Okay, guys. But what I will do now is mention my absolute favorite tool, favorite craft supplies that I bought this year. That in my opinion are must-haves. So of all the products that I've reviewed this year, I'm not taking into consideration the paper items, lovies, because you use them up. You cannot use, well, you can use this up, but you cannot use this up. This is what you use again and again. These are my absolute favorite must-haves. must-haves. Now, there would have been another one on here. This one. This would have been a must-have for sure, the tidbits. I'm very disappointed in this. Now, if you're starting out, lovies, and you don't have this from Mr. Tim Holtz, Eccentric, you need it. You need it. Absolutely. Speaking of stamps, I have two lovely ladies. I know both of them. And these are not because they're my friends. It's because I really like them. So I have the Creative Expressions, Tracy Fox, the Nature Fill-ins. These must have. I absolutely adore them. Love them, love them, love them. Well done, Tracy. I hope you're making more. And then Tony, the one with the ID card. I've contacted Tony. I'm like, is this still available? Yes, you can buy it. Her Etsy is stocked. With this one. This is an absolute must-have. I love, love, love it. And I'm going to use it for forever. So these are my two favorite stamp sets. And I love loads. Oh my gosh, all the other Creative Expression ones. I really like them. And some Tim Holtz as well. But these just stood out for me. Must-have. So invest in those. Then also the corner rounder with the larger angles. I used a lot. I absolutely adore it. I adore it. I'm very happy I have this. The Mr. Tim Holtz scissors, I would first buy this and then this. Or if it's within your budget, you just need both. I just absolutely adore them. These are really good. I absolutely love these. More from Mr. Tim Holtz. Well, the Scorched Timber. Both of them. They're just different colors. I really, really like them. Yes, so the Scorched Timber. And for sure, the Cello sticker tape. Also known as AKA boo-boo tape. This is what I mean when I say I need boo-boo tape, guys. Yes, this is a new packaging. I need another one. I just want to stock up on this. So an absolute must-have for this year. I need to have this on stock. Yes, and then for the VersaFine colors, they came out with 12 new colors this year. And these are the three that I absolutely recommend. The Strawberry, the Sand Dune and the Portobello, because these are the ones that I probably use most out of all the new colors, right? Okay, fantastic. Only one more thing, yes, and that is digitals. So digitals this year, I love using digitals. I love using my own, but I also love digitals from other artists. So I put together a top 3. Also including other artists, because you know I admire them, they inspire me, and I've chosen one of my own digital kits. It was hard. I asked you guys to help me out, and the results were all over the place. Here's one thing that really stood out to me. I was really surprised that lots of you said that you really enjoyed Victorian Spring, which is sort of an odd one. It was a cutesy one. It didn't do very well at the time. I'm like, okay. Yes. So that was a big surprise to me that Victorian Spring did so well among all of you. And then my top 5 was your top 5, obviously, as well. Vintage Gardener was up there as well. If you want to see all the kids' lovies, watch my previous video where I made the calendar for my dad, the wall calendar. Then all the kids will go by. Yes? Okay, but then for my personal top 3 for this year, I have one of Lorna's kits, tailor-made journals. You know, one of the ladies that also works for Creative Expressions. She made so many, and I love all of them, but one of them really stood out. She also made a denim and lace that I really loved, that really inspired me to do my own denim and lace. But this one is antique linen. I did the most beautiful tall skinny journal with this one of my favorite projects of last year, and I have a couple of pages left. Aren't these just glorious? Antique linen, oh my gosh, yes, amazing. I really like them. I absolutely love these. So at my number 3 spot is not me, it's Lorna from TaylorMade Journals, because she made, in my opinion, one of the most amazing kits of this year with this one, personal favorite. Then, of course, I need to put Michelle on because she makes amazing kits. I am a little bit biased because I'm in her design team. Last year, she was at number 1 with probably the labels or Summer's Bounty. That's still probably my favorite kit of all time. But this year, at the beginning of the year, she made Labels Days Gone By Volume 2. Yes, I'm hoping for a volume 3. And later the year, I have loads that I still need to cut out. I just print them again and again. She also made them in pastel colors, like lovely pinks and light blues and purples and yellows and minty greens and such. I just love my labels. I might try to do some myself, but honestly, guys, between Tracy Fox and Michelle, who needs any more? Yeah, I absolutely love them. So, Michelle, Labels Day Gone By, Volume 2, because that's from this year. I need to pick something from this year, right? At my number 2 spot. I'm going to put myself on number 1 this year. I think I deserved it. Yes. And it was really, really hard for me to come up with a number 1 because I basically love all of them. For the longest time, Field Notes 1 was at my number 1 spot. And then the Postal set at the number 2 spot. But in August, I made the mega extra large miscellaneous pack, which basically houses all of my kits in some shape or form. Like, you know, this looks like the Victorian spring. I have some gingham, some nautical stuff. I have some vintage gardener in here. I have some gentleman's journal in here. I have some postal. Oh, I've used almost all of this. It's 3 or 4 pages of every set. Some beautiful background pages. Love this. Look at the lace. Yes, inspired by Lorna, for sure. For sure. See, so, yes. At number 1, the mega miscellaneous extra large pack. Still have so many left. 45 pages. See, this came from, actually from the Victorian spring. And you guys like it. I like it. Of course I like it. That's why I made it. And this is more like bestseller. Also ended up very high on the list. Yeah. Just cool ones, pretty ones. Yeah. So I'll put myself at number 1. The extra large mega miscellaneous pack. Yes, it is available on my Ko-Fi. Michelle is always linked below, guys. Michelle's in the description box. Her Etsy is in the description box. You can find everything she makes there. Yes, I'm going to try to find a link for Lorna tailor-made journals, if I can still find it, lovies. If not, tailor-made journals on Etsy. Yeah? Perfect. Fantastic. That's it for my favorites. That's it for this year, lovies. I hope you enjoyed it. I have no clue how long this video is. I've been sitting here for almost 4 hours, so I need to get up and do something. I am wishing you the best of wishes for 2025. Yes, lots of health, love, happiness, and such prosperity. Have a fantastic evening. Be careful with all the fireworks and drinking and such. I'll be partying with the seniors. I'll be back again in next year. It sounds dramatic, right? In January, Friday the 3rd. I believe it's the 3rd. Yes. And this is what I did last year in January. I made this flip over junk journal project. I called it Junk Journal Flip Over January, something like it. I'm going to do something similar. Yeah, I'm going to make a journal start to finish, sort of junk journal January, but not with prompts and a little bit different. Similar to this one, but of course with all different papers and lovely new projects in them. So I'm hoping you can join me this January for a new adventure. Yes? Okay, lovies, be safe and I'll see you next year. Bye.